It was a good week for us coming into the first conference with a double weekend playing Thursday and Sunday. It was important that we rebounded after the result against South Alabama. So leaving the weekend without a defeat is great. Would have been ecstatic to pick up 6 points, especially having 35 shots over the two games. But needless to say, on the Thursday, I thought Arkansas State defended really well. They put a lot of numbers behind the ball and they defend the box really well. They've got really good defensive organization and structure, and a lot of warriors back there that can defend the box and minimize real opportunities there for them, and they made it really tough for us. But thankfully, we got a point out of that game after going down 1-0 in the first half. And then immediately turning around and going to App State is a big trek, but I thought our athletes handled it really well. I think that our non-conference schedule really prepared us for that, with trips to UTRGV and Ole Miss really prepared us for some of the travel that we incurred this past weekend. I thought our preparations were fantastic. I thought how we set ourselves up on the day before and getting ourselves moving again after the travel the day after a game was very professional of the athletes. They were in good spirits. They done that well, and I think that really set us up well on Sunday. I thought the adjustments in-game and pre-game were really good to the travel, as well as the surface up there that App State play on turf, and they're a very good team as well. So really happy with the weekend and ecstatic to come away with 4 points and put us on a movement going forward and collecting some points to qualify for the postseason.
You mentioned all the travel, but it looked like your team was the stronger team in the second half yesterday.
Yeah, I felt as if, all season long so far, we've been the stronger team physically. And that was one of the adjustments we made in the first half. We kind of slowed it down with the ball a little bit and just took our time just to see if we could wear the opponent down a little bit, because what we had felt in specifically the last couple of games, Arkansas State scored with 3 minutes left in the first half. I think South Alabama scored with 4 minutes left in the first half. So we knew we wanted to just kind of slow it down a little bit, because if we can get into the second half, we felt as if that's where we could, tip it in our favor. And for the athletes, they executed the game plan perfectly. And I think that's what helped us.
In seasons past, normally in games like that, you guys came away with a lot of ties, especially in conference play like that. You were able to kind of secure the win here. What does that say about your team and their growth going forward? I know we always talk about it's about points and it's not necessarily about result, but that's got to feel good, especially for your players. You talked about kind of their frustration, having the opportunities. They were able to seal this one with a win. Kind of what's the feeling like after that one?
Yeah, it's the first thing we said as a staff after the game on Thursday, because we had tied that game after having a lot of shots, and we're just like, is this going to be another one of these couple of games where we're on this track? So that's where we made some adjustments going into Sunday's game to see if we could, tip it in the other favor. And I think some of the combinations and relationships that we have on the team with players personally to rotate and put in, and when you bring into the game against App State and you got Carson Glenn, Addison Sowen and Miku coming into the game and playing together, that's a dangerous combination, and I think that's what opened App State up towards the end.